Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Uh, Today I want to talk to you about different ways of purifying water, in case it comes to a crap hit the fan situation. Uh, First of all, there's a ton of different kind of filters out there. There's Berkey, there's all kinds of water filtration systems, salt systems and stuff like that, you know, is kind of expensive and they're out of my price range. But they're good filters and stuff. If you got one, hey, go for it. But now on some of them filters, remember you got to buy the little cartridges and change them out every so often. Just like anything else, a filter will get full or get contaminated and you have to change it out. But what I want to do today is kind of discuss a few of the uh, cheaper, common things like I have. And I put a little thought in this. I didn't, just jump into it randomly. I bought this at when people gets the stuff back from Walmart and then they set up a little store. And this here is a zero filter cup. It's a zero water filter, but it's in a cup. It comes with a little straw that, lays down in there. And this is a charcoal filter. You just make sure it's sitting down there like that. You put the water in here. You let it drain through the cup down into the bottom. Then it's got a little piece right here. Your straw goes in. Well, you'd actually put this back on. And then you would just stick your straw down in there. That's the thing with this. It's kind of hard to line it up. Let me see. It still ain't lined up. This would be all right for an emergency thing. Oh, okay. You got to get that little piece down in there like that. Okay, then you just stick your straw down in there and you're good to drink water. Now, I've been keeping my straw bent and bent over and in here trying to keep it clean so, there's nothing gets in it. But it's just a simple filter cup. And, I'm going to say it filter, a couple gallon of water. I wouldn't want to be dependent on it forever. I'm going to say, if you was out about a week or so, this would be all right. We also have these. This is called the outdoor survival straw. It's a live straw. You take and you pull the little tap off and you stick it down in the water and you suck on it and it filters your water to make sure that all the contaminants and stuff supposed to be killed in it. These aren't expensive. You can get them anywhere from Temu, which I'd be a little skeptical on that because the better the filter you have, the better protection you have. Walmart sells them, Amazon sells them. I'm sure eBay even has them if you really want to, get them from there. But these here are handy, and if you was hiking or backpacking or something like that, this would be a good thing to slide in your backpack just to have something, where you could filter water. Another thing is these little water purification tablets. And let me get my glasses on. I know you got to put them in there, one of each in the bottle. And let me see what the instructions is on it. No, these you just drop one. And it says add 2 tablets to 1 quart of water. And let it stand for 5 minutes. Then shake container and allow to stand for another 30 minutes. So you put this in there, you let it dissolve, then you got to stir it up and wait 30 minutes. And it does two of these little pills does a quart of water. So, I mean, you know, in a pinch, these would work real well. Okay. Another thing is bleach. You want the non-concentrated, non-scented, just regular plain bleach. And it says to put eight drops to a gallon of water, and you kind of stir it around, you know, shake it up, and it has to set for 30 minutes, and then it'll be safe to drink. And this here is a gallon of bleach. You take 8 drops at a time. That would you know, purify a lot of water. And it's going to taste kind of like what I call town water, you know, where they put all that chlorine and stuff in it. It would just taste kind of like that, but it would be safe to drink, which is, you know, a whole lot better than, you know, any other thing that you can come up with. Especially if you ain't got no other way. I've got some stuff wrote down too. Okay, they make UV filters, charcoal filters, and stuff like that. You know, if you can get your hands on some of those, man, that UV filter, I reckon, kills anything in your water. But you do have to have a way to power it, because it is UV is a light, and it's got to be on to kill the bacteria and everything in the water. And I don't know if I don't know if any of this would do, like if there's a nuclear war or something like that, but just common bacteria and stuff like that, I reckon it's supposed to take care of that giardia or whatever it is. You know, all this should take care of it. But now with me, you know, with even if I use, let's say, the bleach water, I would probably still give it a boil. You know, I don't see it would hurt. You know, like these little tablets or whatever. Now this here, you know, of course you can't boil the water out of it, but you know, you can take and just do if you're near a creek, don't get in the main branch of the creek, but come back on the bank if there's some sand, and dig you a hole down in the ground, and let the water filtrate through the sand and stuff, and then you could take it and, you know, catch your water, collect it, and just take a pot and boil it. Now, it says for 1 minute. I would go like 3 minutes on a hard boil if it was me, and then let it cool down. That way you could drink it. Now, I can't afford like the Berkey water filters and stuff, and what I've done is I have a water catchment system for my rabbits and stuff, but the first thing I done was I put a barrel up on a stand, and I put me a water hose coming out of it, you know, the water hose spigot coming out of it, and I've got about this high up off the bottom. And that way the sediment can go down. Okay, and then, you know, out of that water spigot, I have this bucket with another water spigot. And the lid is out there summers. I couldn't find it real quick, and I was burning up. It's actually got a thing that you know, the little hose that goes to your washer and dryer. Okay, it goes on top of this. And what I have is I have charcoal, sand, gravel, and stuff like that goes in this bucket. And it makes what they call an earth filter. You know, it filters the water and stuff just like the earth. And once you put water through it a time or two, you know, he'll start coming out clean, and it's supposed to filter everything out. But I would put a good layer of charcoal, you know, in the bottom of it. And you can make charcoal. You know, it's burnt wood, but not burnt completely up wood. And, you know, you could always do a filtration bucket like this, and, you know, have it to where you let your water go through it, drip out. I've seen people do it in pipes. You know, they'd stack that up through the pipe. Then they would pour water down through it. Then it would drip out the bottom of the pipe. And, you know, you want that water to go through slow, and that way it gets filtered better. But, you know, that's another thing you can do is a filtration bucket. And like we said, the best way to do it is just have you a good pot and boil it. Now, I know if it's a crap hit the fan situation, you may not want a fire, you know, where everybody can smell it and stuff. Or if they see the smoke, But I will tell you this: the driest wood you can find will cause the least amount of smoke. And there is other ways of having fire that don't smoke. At where you dig a pit in the ground, you dig two pits, you tunnel from pit to pit right here. At the bottom, the air comes in here, it goes out the other, and it kind of kills the glow of the fire and it helps control the smoke on the fire. But but remember, the driest wood you can find causes the least amount of smoke if you're trying to, do the stay down low where everybody don't know you're there. But you can come up with 100,000 filters. Like I know right now, my well's 345 feet deep, and I don't know if you can see it. Let me turn this around here just a little bit. See this right here? This here is a well dipper bucket. I would clean it up, and I've got the cable or wire rope to drop it down in my well. And I made me a crank thing to where I can crank it up if it ever gets down to where something like that goes on. And I know my water in my well is pure because it's filtered by the earth. And, until it run out, that's what I would do is go out there and get my water. But if I was out, doing something else and I needed it, I'd have one of these, or, you could put this bleach even in like a little glass bottle or like a little, like even like a Gatorade bottle or something, put you a little bit in it and just, be able to drip it in it. But remember, you got to let it all wait 30 minutes, especially even with these tablets, which I think these are just more or less, if I was guessing, which I don't know for sure, but I'm going to say these are powdered or, tablets of chlorine, which is bleach. But on the bleach, be sure you use the unscented, non-concentrated. I don't know what the concentration would do, how you would measure it. If, it says 3 times concentrate, well, I guess you'd use a third of what you normally use. I don't know. But I just get the regular bleach, and I would have regular bleach. It just makes things a lot simpler. Water's kind of a, and a grapevine, you take a grapevine, cut a grapevine and catch the water out of it. It don't taste the best in the world, but it is, it's clean water. Rainwater, as long as you ain't got, like radioactive stuff above you, rainwater but catchment would be a good way to, have fresh water. If you're out in the woods or whatever, and you catch it off your tent or a tarp or whatever you got, that would be clean water. That'd be a good way to do it because, all that going up and coming down and stuff filters it. So, catch that rainwater. This, I know there's a ton of filters and tons of cups and stuff. It's just what I have. This would be the route I would go. And, if you can afford like a big UV filter, man, them would be nice. I think they're a little expensive, but, another thing, you can get charcoal online if you don't know how to make it, but it's not hard to make. I take and put mine in a bucket, and then I burn wood around it, and, where you got to have a little hole so the steam can come out. But it dries the wood, and then it chars it without actually burning it. And, the smaller you can get it when you break it up, the finer you can get it, the more it filters. I guess what I'm trying to say. You don't want, big chunks. If that's all you got, that's what you got. You kind of want it like small pieces. And, if I was doing it in this bucket, I'd put probably a third of it. And if you look, this little spout ain't all the way on the bottom of this bucket. That kind of lets anything that gets by it come out down here, settle in this bucket. And then, like, let's say if it's once a week, I was going to change everything in this bucket, I could take and rinse any kind of things that got in the bottom of it out. But, you don't have to, you can use any kind of bucket. That don't have to be like that. But I got mine where I can put the lid on it, and then I can hook the water catchment system straight to this bucket. And that way there's no, junk transfer between. and then this would be full of filter material. And I've got cotton that I would put in there. I've got this. It's like a screen. I would put that, on the very top and put the lid on it. That way it catches any big particles, which I've done got it, like I said, on the sediment system in the thing, but you never know, something could come through. But put that on there, let the screen catch it, and then, I start with pretty good sized rocks, then I go to little gravels, and then I would go down to sand, and then I would probably put a piece of this after the sand again, and then I would do the bottom bucket, third of the bucket with charcoal. Then where the spout is, I've got it's a little old piece of screen, but it's like metal, and it goes right up against that bucket, and it keeps anything from coming, like the charcoal and stuff coming through from the filter into the spigot. But this is what I have for you. I would just recommend take a pot. I've got that get home bag, and there's a pot attached to it. I'm boiling that water because I don't want to get, some kind of real nasty bug or something. But not only could it, it give you diarrhea, it could dehydrate you and stuff like that. And, you just got to be real careful when you come to water. Even like if it's a die-hard emergency situation, I would at least, use my shirt or a bandana to filter it, That's always, and that's something else, before I would put it in like, I've got a big, what's the word I'm looking for? Canteen that I'm going to put, I would be catching the water in. I would put that bandana down on it and put a rubber band on it, and then let it go into the canteen through the bandana. That way it's pre-filtered for any kind of leaves or sand and stuff like that would get caught in the bandana. And then I could take the water till I could get to where I could boil it, put it in my pot and boil it. If it's a nuclear situation, man, all I know to do is get you one of them gamma testers where they are. You don't think that tells you if it's radioactive. I guess there's ways to clean it up to make it drinkable, but I just don't know of one myself. I just hope we don't get into that kind of situation. But these little live straws aren't expensive. They're $12 to $17. If you get a good one. These pills was, I think, $18. I got them off Amazon. You can look on Amazon. A gallon of bleach. It used to be a whole lot cheaper, but now it ain't. You have to buy it, But if you think about it, really that would treat, you take 8 drops at a time, man, that'd treat a lot of gallon of water. And, these cups, if you go to these little stores, I know everybody has them around them, where they buy the Walmart returns and all that, and they set up in little shops so you can get these cups. I think I give $1 or $2 for this, and it would work in a pinch. It's in my get home bag just in case, but I have life straws in there too. I don't carry the water filtration tablets and stuff like that because, if I have to get down to get a drink of water, I'm going to use this or I'm going to put it in that cup. But I do have a pot to boil it. You know what I'm saying? If I have to, I can boil water too. But, remember redundancy, people. If it might not be that you can boil it, so you want some other way. So try to figure out 2 or 3 different filter systems that you can have. Right here, I'm looking at about 5 or 6. And, I know that you can cut a grapevine and get water. There's, if you know what a sycamore is, you can cut a sycamore and it'll drip water. Maple trees will drip water, and you just cut a V in it, and you can take your little metal straw and stick back in it, drop back in it, and it's slow, but it'll drip down in it, and it actually has sugars in it. So does the sycamore tree, and it give you a little energy boost. But it would be perfectly fine to drink it straight out of the catcher that you have, as long as there ain't no bugs or nothing gets in it. Well, I guess I feel like I'm repeating myself over and over. So I'll let you go. This is what I have. If y'all have other ideas, man, put them in the comments. You know, everybody, if you got an idea or a different way to filter water that, you know, I don't have, put it down there. Maybe somebody, you know, can try that too. We're all learning this together. I know, you know, I don't know everything. I tell y'all that all the time. I don't know everything. But, you know, if we put all of our minds together as a collective, we know a lot. So, you know, don't be afraid to comment on something. If I do something that, you know, you're saying, hey, buddy, this be an easier way. Hey, if it is, I want to know it. I'm always looking for an easier way. Well, y'all have a good day. Have a blessed day. Be good to each other. And we'll see you on the next video. One more thing. I did, my blood pressure's back down to normal. The peach pits, you know, the little seeds in peaches, don't feed them to your hogs. You know, I said I didn't know if they could eat them or not. They have something in them that causes their intestines to draw up, and then they can't pass that seed. And they said that it would kill that hog as it tried to push that seed through it. I had to research it because I didn't know. But you feed peaches to them, but you got to take that seed out. Because if you don't, there's something in that seed that will make your hog's intestines draw up. And, you know, as it tries to pass that seed, it'll kill your hogs. They said one it might get by with, but they didn't recommend many. So, you know, that's just an FYI. I figured I learned something today, so I thought I'd tell y'all too. All right. We'll see y'all, and y'all have a good day.